Okay, today I'm going to take you through something that I just did and show you how to create a Power Automate desktop flow that can be triggered from a Microsoft form. That's kind of an interesting thing, and follow along with me. I recommend that you watch this on 1.5 or 1.75 speed because I'm sure I'll use a lot of vocal fillers. I haven't scripted this out, so we're just going to go for it. All right, here you go. So I've got Power Automate desktop up and running right now. As you can see on the screen, I'm going to go ahead and create a new flow right here. Okay, we're going to name this X Air. Because I'm going to use this to set the volume on my Behringer X Air application to control the volume on my mixer. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that X Air is up and running here in the background. Okay, great. I'm going to click on Desktop Recorder to record some actions. Okay, and we are going to start recording. And I moved that, I'll have to edit that out, that's no problem. Alright, so we're going to set the volume on channel 1, and I'm just going to put 5 in on all of these. 5, enter, 5, enter, and here I'm just setting the slider. I'm going to leave channel 4 alone because that's actually what my microphone is running through, and I really don't want to mess with that. It's actually probably a little loud right now. Let me turn that down some. Okay. I'll have to edit that out as well. Okay, here we go. So channel 5. We're just going to edit these to 5. 5, enter. The grinding that you hear in the background is my controller moving. Okay, we're going to finish that and wait for that to pop back up. And okay. Here you see the name, what I had that flow name, X Air, and this is in Power Automate Desktop, and these are all the actions that the screen recorder has figured out for us. Okay, so the first thing, you notice that I moved that window. We don't really need to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that one right there. Delete. We don't need to. Oops. Do need this one, the click UI element in the window. So that's going to click into the volume box. Wait 2 seconds. I don't know that we really need to wait 2 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that one. And then send keys. Now I don't always want this to go to 5, so I have to do a couple things here. I first need to create some variables. So we're going to do an input variable, and we're just name this channel 1 volume. Data type is going to be text. We're going to set a default value, something that's not going to be blaring. So maybe we'll do a default, default value of -10, just in case somebody doesn't, if we don't put a specified volume, then we don't want it to blow out. Okay, so, and a description, and you'll see why this is important later on. This is channel 1 volume. Alright, so we're going to create that. And we're going to do that 7 more times, and I will try to skip this for you. Okay, so I've got all of those inputs created. Channel 1, 2, 3. You'll notice that I don't have 4 because I'm not going to mess with channel 4. So now we can edit this send keys action right here. And we're going to back that out for the 5. And click on this little X right here where it says select variable. And we're going to select, double click on ch1v. And you'll notice that it's got the %ch1v %, and then return. So delay between 10 strokes, keystrokes, we can adjust this if we want to. And that's pretty much all we have to do. So now, I'm going to do that. And now we can see that ch1v is being sent along with the return key in the active element that was clicked right here. And now we're going to go through here and click the UI element. We can go ahead and get rid of these wait 2 seconds down the line. Okay. We're gonna clean this one off too. We don't need this drag and drop UI element window. Okay, that was when I was adjusting the volume on my microphone. Here we go. What else? We can get rid of this wait 2 seconds. Okay, what's wrong here? So we're going to click on this one, and then here we're going to edit this to send to channel 2. Send the channel 2 data. I'll save that. And then at this point I'll pause, I'll do all these and come back. Okay, back now. We've got all of these. Oops, looks like I missed one right there. Go ahead and set this one to channel 6. Okay, so I've got all of those set up, and at this point we're going to save this, and from here we're actually going to log into, we're going to create a new flow. So let me go here. I've got flow set up in Teams, and we're just going to create a new flow. And I'm just going to use this default template right here just because it's already set up with the form. And hit continue. At this point, we have to specify the form. So, and I'm just going to do one, let's see. Pause this. Okay, so you can see I've got all of these channels now assigned. These send key actions have the different channel inputs that we set up. And from here, we're going to switch over to forms. And we're going to create a new form. And we're going to call this let's call it actually X Air. Okay. And we're going to add a question. We're going to do a choice here. And I'm actually going to switch this over to a drop down. And let's do, set it between 10 and -10, I guess. Okay, now that I've got those options set, do the drop-down box. I'm going to specify my questions here. Volume for channel 1. And we're going to duplicate this question and change that to 2. Duplicate this question, change that to 3. Okay, so now we have set volume for channel 1, and you notice that I did put a channel 4 in here. I forgot that I'm not setting 4, so we just won't wire that up in the back end, but that's okay. Alright, so here we have this. If I preview this, I should be able to see. Okay, cool, got my deal here. Now, the next thing I need to do is, now that I have this input form, I need to connect this input form with Power Automate Desktop that's running on my local machine. In order to do that, I need to create a Power Automate flow that's going to watch responses for this form, carry that data, and set it back, send it into the Power Automate for Desktop. Okay, so let's switch over to, right now I've got Power Automate flow set up in my team, so I'm going to create a flow from blank, and we will name this X Air. Oops. Okay, and the first thing we want to do is when a new response is submitted to a Microsoft form. Perfect. So I'm going to pick the form here and X Air control. Okay, perfect. My next step is I need to get the response. So get response details, and I'm going to select this form again, X Air control, and I need the response ID. Well, where can I get that? You notice when you click in there, it's going to bring up the window for dynamic content, and this is the response ID from the trigger. So now I'm going to get the response details from that. And we are going to do run a desktop, run a flow built with Power Automate Desktop. This is a premium action. So choose an option for desktop flow, and we are going to choose X Air. That's the one that I just created. Now we're going to choose the run mode. Now this is if I wasn't running this on I was running this on just a box that I had in my house, or if we had this on a server somewhere, we'd select unattended. Unattended runs in the background without signing in. We're going to select attended because I'm demoing this on my machine. I'm of course signed in. So for right here, channel 1 volume. This is that channel 1 volume is the description that I set in the variable description when I built this in Power Automate Desktop right here. So this variable, that channel 1 volume, that automatically shows up in this flow right here. Okay, so right here, again, the dynamic content, I've got the answers to the questions from my flow right here. So answer for channel 2, answer for channel 3. I don't have 4 in here, so I'm going to skip past 4, and we'll do the answer for channel 5, answer for channel 6, answer for channel 7, and answer for channel 8. Excellent. So we will save that. One other thing to know is when you first time that you go to set up one of these, run a flow built with Power Automate Desktop, if you do not have a gateway installed, you will be prompted, and it'll actually say install gateway will be one of the options, because you have to select the gateway that you're going to run on. So I'll show you This is my on-premises gateway. So it actually downloaded this exe file. As soon as I hit install gateway, prompted me to download the file. I opened it up. It extracts it and opens the configuration page right here. And right now we're going to see that the status is up and running. I'm all set and go. But you can go through here. It's really not a difficult process. I had it set up in 5 minutes. So we're going to save that. And then we're going to, let's go ahead and test this guy. And we'll say manually. And now I'm going to come back over here and we're going to fill out this form. And we're going to set these to, set 1 to 8, 3. Let's bring this down some, -10. Let's bring that one up to 10, 5. So I'm just kind of selecting these at random. Okay, so let's submit that and head back into Teams. I'm going to bring this guy up. Okay. It says that we're running, and then let's watch what happens. So there you go. It's pretty cool, and you can see the actuators on the sliders move, and that went through that pretty quick. It's pretty cool. So that's how you can set up a desktop flow, and the applications for this are limitless when it comes to legacy applications. They're still running Win32 forms or WPF, and those legacy systems that are not connected to anything else. This is a great opportunity to, I could, instead of triggering this from a form, I could have very easily triggered it from a RESTful API that's then exposed with modern security, and then that data is translated through Power Automate and Power Automate for desktop to run and apply data into legacy applications. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Look to see you again on the next one. Thanks.